Welcome live to the episode of today on Tuesday, the 6th of September 2022, on the day when the pound drops against the dollar. We have a new Prime Minister. A lot's happening in the UK. But tonight it's all about my guest, because this person is a very good guest, because he's been around for many years, since the late 90s, and then appearing on the BBC News in multiple of interviews on different platforms over the years, talking about the band as well as other topics to do with music. But for once, he's not here to talk mostly about music, but this will be a good chat. But if you don't know who I'm talking about yet, please welcome to the show Mark Christopher Lee, who is joining us here this evening via Zoom. I'm guessing you are in St Albans, is that right?
Yeah, I am in St Albans. Yeah, that's my hometown.
Good. How is the weather there today? Have you had much rain?
It's been pretty awful this afternoon. I had a torrential downpour. I'm just looking out the window now.
Oh right, not the best, is it?
It's autumn coming into me, but
true.
We've had a nice summer. I'm not complaining.
I can't disagree with you there either. We have had a nice summer as well, and it's been quite warm, hasn't it, for recent parts?
Yeah, and the rain is much needed. And it's nice to see everywhere greening up a little bit now. After everything was kind of burnt dry.
Yes, well, of course, where you are, yeah, because like up here, up north in Manchester, it's been green most of the time, even though we've had warm weather, but we've had a bit.
It's always raining in Manchester. The northwest is crazy for that. I actually come from the other side of the Pennines. I was born in Huddersfield.
Nice.
I know Manchester, but yeah, you do get a lot of rain in northwest.
Well, you would think so, but over the past few years, we've not had much rain. But we do get all sudden rain in one day. Sometimes we have rain, then hailstones, and we get snow. Like one year we had snow, and then the week after we had a lovely sunny heat wave in February.
Yeah, but you Northerners can take it, so that's fine. It happened down here, but all the crying. So
well, I don't know about that. All the transport does stop when it gets really bad. It's like like in America, they can handle it really bad more than we can.
Yeah.
But your band, which we should plug as well, the Pocket Gods, great name. I love the name of that, and it's an indie pop band which was formed in 1998. It does a show of my age. I was not born when you were what you call it, announced your band and came on the scene. That was 24 years ago. I am now 23. That shows you how old I am.
Sure.
But we do have something in common, though, because when your band was formed and when I was born, there was no social media, there was no YouTube, there is no live technology. Do you think technology has played a big part in helping you grow in recent years as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been campaigning for better royalties from streaming.
Yes.
For a long time, but it's been brilliant in terms of getting your music out worldwide to fans in far distant places, which wasn't possible before the internet. So when we started our band, like you said, in 1998, there was a very, very basic internet coming in.
Yes, that's true.
But it couldn't handle playing music at the time. And then there was things like mp3.com and Napster came in. And pretty much a lot of our issues now come from the way it was all handled. I won't go too much into it, but people then started expecting to get music for free because of that.
Yeah.
And that's why we're in the situation where a couple of generations are growing up.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there, and hopefully we're on an upward swell where you can get more credits and more rights to the music you produce, and it's good to have the artists and other people involved with the song or with the album get the money they deserve. So hopefully that does come into force. Again, yourself and many other people have been campaigning for many years, but it's been a very slow process, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've been campaigning since 2015 with a series of 30-second song albums.
Yes.
Well, the reason with the 30 seconds is Spotify pays out a royalty after 30 seconds. So I was thinking, get paid so little, why write longer songs?
That was quite good. Yeah, it was quite good because you won. You got many Guinness World Records as well because of that. So
It's all been
you're in the
good.
history books.
Yeah, we've made our mark in some form.
Yeah.
And I'm actually just today. I've been working on a movie. We're doing a film called a 30-second song movie, which is about the history of all this. And it's quite interesting. We've met some and done some interesting interviews and met some good people and chatted with Spotify about it. So lots of stuff has happened along the way, and we got a massive announcement about what we shall be doing next. I'll tell you at the end of the show if you like.
Sure. We'd love to know. Nice little teaser. I like that. But I mean, you guys been out since the late 90s, and you've seen a lot of things, come and go in that time. When you started, you could probably say or do certain things in the music videos, like in the lyrics of the songs, which you probably couldn't get away with nowadays.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's because at one point we had two girls in the band, my wife and her cousin, Claire and Annalise, and they wrote some great songs together. But songs now with kind of lyrics that probably wouldn't, even though they were written by girls at the time, and it was all tongue-in-cheek, Spinal Tap-esque humour. Today, it's quite difficult to do that. Even if you're doing it in a humorous way, you'd probably get cancelled or something.
Yeah, but get cancelled or get called out for it.
We never had any malice at all, or there's never been any racism, sexism, or homophobia at all. I mean, I'm proud of the fact that I've been on Twitter since the beginning, and there's thousands of tweets. You can troll through there, you'll never see anything untoward.
No, I take your word for it. And
I feel somewhat ill, but occasionally I slagged off a politician here and there, but then who hasn't? But
yeah, exactly. As long as you're not like crossing the line or anything like that, then it's all acceptable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, gosh, no. I mean, I do love certain parts of social media, but it's gone crazy recently.
Yes.
A lot of hate out there, and I'm not a hater.
No. And the great thing is on my social media, like on the Twitter handle for everything, I've never actually seen any hate actually. So I don't know how I've been able to survive without seeing all that kind of stuff, which is I always see on the news or on articles or by other people say, you should block.
I'll tell you what, the worst thing that happened to us online is that we had a really good piece in the NME on Facebook about the 1,000-song album we did recently. There was a lot of hate towards us on that. I couldn't understand it. They said, why don't you write proper songs? And really saying this is just noise and just rubbish. And it was like, I was trying not to take it personally, but it was like, I can see how if this is scaled up a bit, how other people and celebrities might, affect their mental health, really. I found it quite... I've reported a few of them because they were just way out of order. It's all right being critical, but when you haven't even listened to the music and you're just slagging off someone because you're a little bit jealous because they've got a good idea, then it's not.
And a platform as well to post on, as they probably don't know how to do or.
No moderation. And it's like, I don't know. There's too lot of negative energy in the world, and I want to replace it with something positive.
Exactly right. And I'm glad you chose to come on hopefully this positive show to come on as well, because when I reached out to the people to help to make this all possible, did you Google me at all before you agreed to come on here tonight?
No, I didn't know, to be honest.
I just took that word, but I like it.
To be honest, Edward, I've had my PR people are really, really good, and I trust them.
They are, yeah.
And they only book me places that they know will be good for me. So
that's good to hear. Because of course, I think if I'm not mistaken, the same PO who you use helped me to get another great guest last year, who was a vocalist called Mario.
Durago, was it?
Yeah. He's Greece. Yeah, he's from Greece. Yeah, you know who he is. Yeah. Great guy. And they helped made that possible. And then I seen, because I get looped into emails of other people, and your name popped up, and I thought, well, you'd be quite an interesting guest to have on the show. So I thought you're on the show, so I'm happy that it all happened. But let's talk about, of course, your background says it all. NubTV on Sky, of course, is your own little show you have at the moment, and you've done a great series, which I think began last Thursday, wasn't it? With your first guest, Nick Pope.
Nick Pope, the UFO ex-Ministry of Defence. He doesn't play in goal for Newcastle.
And I'm going to try and share this so all my viewers can see who I'm talking about as well. So while you're just talking there, I am going to get this on the picture. But yeah,
he's a fascinating chap. I used to work for the UK government and used to man the UFO desk there. So he knows his stuff. And now he's one of the world's leading experts. So there's a news item or episode online about UFOs, he'll be there giving his expert opinion, and he knows a lot of stuff. And he's adamant that there is stuff out there that's unexplainable, and even the US government now is saying, there's stuff in our airspace, we don't know what it is, it's definitely not terrestrial, earthbound, it's doing maneuvers that none of our technology is capable of, and we filmed it from our aircraft and from our ships. So the US government has released film of these incidents, the so-called Tic Tac videos, they're worth checking out. They're very credible, and you can see them. They're doing maneuvers which, by conventional aircraft is impossible. You need some sort of anti-gravity or space-time bending thing going on. It is very weird. I don't know whether it's aliens or not. It's a different matter. Maybe it's the Chinese or something.
I mean, to kick off the series as well, to have a big, a big name like that, Nick Pope to come on this great show.
Do you know why he said yes? Because
go on.
My band, the Pocket Gods, we wrote a song about him quite a few years ago, which he really likes.
Oh, that's
it's called "If You See a UFO, Who You Gonna Call?" Nick Pope.
I love that. Oh,
he found out about it and tweeted it out to all his followers. So when I came along, he said, "Oh yeah, of course, I'll do the interview." So that was really good.
I was going to ask about how you made it possible. So that's a very good story, a very unique story, because usually it's like a boring story. Oh yeah, I just reached out to him and he just said yes to come on. But that's a good story. At least he knows who you are as well in the
absolutely program. And I guess he had a song written about him, so everyone likes that, I guess.
That was quite good because I watched him on many shows like conspiracy theories and there's other shows around on all different channels, like on Sky History and even
it's on Ancient Aliens as well.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Ancient Aliens as well. Yeah, he appears in everywhere, but I mean his opinions though are like he doesn't really give his own opinion, like if he actually does believe or not, if you know what I mean.
He like very much sits on the fence, but but now, as you'll see on our show, he is a bit more brave now because the US government, and he is still bound by the Official Secrets Act, so he can't reveal exactly what he did.
Well, I mean, should he really be appearing on like Agent Aliens and all these other conspiracy shows?
Yeah, well, he doesn't work for the MOD, and he doesn't work for the MOD anymore.
True. But I mean, like he's still under oath, isn't he? For me, his opinions are like, it's like a wash-up.
Yeah, and people ask him for his opinion because of where he worked. So.
Yeah. But you can't really give one because I can't really say too much because I might get in trouble.
Yeah, the Prime Minister, whoever that is, might tell me off.
Yeah, well, not you personally, but Nick Pope. Yeah, because I mean, so I feel like his even though he gets quite a good amount of money for appearing on all these different shows, but I mean, he can't really go in much in depth like what he actually does or what.
No, he won't go down. He won't go down the different theories, whereas a lot of them will on Ancient Aliens. Yeah. We've also got another guy from Ancient Aliens later in the series. He's the guy that runs the SETI project in America called Seth Shostak.
Oh, yes.
He's the chief astronomer. He's been on Ancient Aliens.
Yes.
Again, even though he's a proper scientist astronomer, he's more far out than Nick Pope. There's definitely alien life out there.
I'm sure that'll be a better interview, though, won't it, having him on the show?
Yeah, it is good. I mean, the idea with this series, right, was I'm a musician. Music's what we do. My label's called Nub. We wanted to do our own show featuring the best new music around, But then I love these things, the paranormal and UFOs. I was inspired by, you probably don't remember him before your time, a guy called Arthur C. Clarke. He wrote 2001, don't know if you've seen the film, and he invented the communication satellite. He was a proper scientist. He was a famous author, science fiction author. And he did a series in the 70s called Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, which explored UFOs, ghosts, paranormal, dowsing, all sorts of weird stuff. And that's kind of what I wanted to do, was go in with an open mind.
Yeah.
But I have a science degree as well, so I go in there with a rational, skeptical approach. But
yeah,
a true skeptic has an open mind as well, and that's the difference between me and someone saying, "Oh, I can't exist because how are they going to travel here?" and things like that.
Yeah, no, it's quite good, and your search is doing quite well. And I want to plug this coming week, because you announced it earlier in the week, but for you may not know, you have got this great guest coming up, if that screen will now refresh. So on this week's episode on NubTV, you've got Paranormal Pioneer. This is going to be a great show, I'm sure. Yvette Fielding will be on the show. I bet that was another good one.
It was brilliant, yeah. She's a brilliant person, very inspiring. I felt blessed to interview her, actually. It was a joy. And the different spin on these interviews as well is that we're asking these people, okay, they've got their serious day jobs dealing with the paranormal and UFOs, but we're getting behind them, asking them about what music they're into, things like that, what culture they like. And Yvette Fielding's a massive Beatles fan. She's got her own record label, which people don't know about. She's an author. So much more to her. And does
appear on TV shows. And other things to do with the paranormal world is
yeah, I mean, we did chat about Most Haunted, and so a lot of people have criticized it for being over dramatized and whether it was real or not. But she's adamant that strange stuff happened, strange and scary stuff, and she was so scared and frightened by stuff that happened on the show that she actually quit at one stage.
Oh wow.
So I mean, I don't know. She doesn't know how to explain what these things were that were happening.
What are your thoughts then on the paranormal world? Because I watched a show. I think it's on the Discovery Network.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a great show where they show you like clips of paranormal activity on camera, and then after they show it, and then they have like different panelists.
It's a really good show.
Yeah. But I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think that are you a believer? Do you think that exists? Because I think it does.
Yeah, I think you have to be careful with a lot of videos that go up on YouTube and get millions of views.
Yeah, because sometimes they can be clickbait or very, very good at being made to think it's real when it's not. And there's been a few times on that show where they've caught out and said, actually, that is not real. But most of the clips are. Because I saw one which was in Manchester, and it was in an office, and he's like, cabinets were opening up and tossing out files, and there's nobody around or anything like that. Chairs are moved as well, and there's nobody around. So, it's like,
there's definitely unexplained phenomena, and that show's been really good. Well, like you say, with the videos, I'm just sometimes a little bit skeptical, because there's always been fakers and hoaxers out there, which clouds the issue. The same with UFOs is the same.
True.
There's always been that element that will go out there to fake and hoax and get a bit of glory or infamy, and that throughout history, really. And but there's a lot of stuff out there, and I think there is something to it. And part of me thinks this because there's a lot of evidence regarding out-of-body experiences, especially near-death experiences, which have been catalogued by scientists and people in hospitals and things like that, where people actually see themselves leaving their body. Okay, when they're died, they're dead. Basically, the body's dead, the brain's dead, but something's existing afterwards, and this can't be explained. So consciousness is separate from the physical body, and I think that's what we're going to get used to going forward with more quantum physics theories coming up. That mind is separate from the physical body, and that's an interesting place to go, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to go as well because, as you said, there'll be more studies coming out, and as the technology evolves, there's going to be new, what's the word I'm looking for, like new ways to determine if this is a
Yeah.
possibility or not as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good discussion with Yvette about this, about the different theories involved. I mean, there could be just over. There's the many worlds theory, where there's different realities and dimensions, and when these overlap, sometimes that's when you see paranormal phenomena. So
Yeah.
it could be that. There could be just energy can't be destroyed. So when someone dies, they've still got their spirit, their soul, their consciousness. That's got to go somewhere, and sometimes it stays around. It gets attached to things or to buildings, to stone. There's all sorts, but it does need investigating because there is something there, and it can't be just dismissed. Oh, that's just a load of hooey, or that's not really an objective approach.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Makes sense. And of course, we should mention that this show, NubTV, I think it's called, of your show is on Sky 186 on the channel Sky every single Thursday at 9 o'clock. And of course, this week's guest is Yvette, so check it out. Make sure you don't miss it. And I think it gets uploaded onto YouTube as well afterwards. Is that right?
No, it'll go onto Amazon.
Amazon, there you go. Sorry.
Probably next month.
Yeah, that's great.
So, and then we'll take on the world.
Well, it's quite good because not everyone has, Freeview or just Sky, so it's great for other people as well.
I know, I realise that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we want to do more series. So.
Oh, that's good. I mean, there's more to come then. That's
good. Oh
yeah,
I want to do a show on Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, yeah.
All these things. There's different things to talk about, really.
Yeah, no, it's great. All these different topics, and I'm glad you'll be more series. That's good to know. That's another question I was going to ask you as well. How the reaction is going so far, and even though it's only just been one episode so far, episode 2 coming out this week.
I tell you what, though, there was something spooky happens on Thursday to the first show because I went round and watched it with my in-laws and family. I'm very excited. The kids were there watching it. And then the show came on, and it was disastrous. The audio was all out of sync.
Oh no!
And it looked terrible because of that. And I was heartbroken. I got in touch with Sky straight away, and they're saying it's a mystery. Basically, it was working fine beforehand, and after our show, it started working again.
Oh, interesting.
But they're saying absolutely, yeah. And they're saying that they've got these systems in automatic detection systems in place, and they all failed as well.
Ooh.
And so something weird going on.
It is. It's like someone tried to sabotage your show of not actually taking place at all. So
some sort of energy got into the sky.
Yeah, I wonder if something with Nick Pope been attached to came over the sky.
Aliens, maybe because Nick Pope was revealing the truth about UFOs and
somebody didn't want somebody that to air. Yeah. How strange. Well, I hope that this coming Thursday you have better luck and you don't have any peculiar energy or anything going wrong on that. Yeah. But hopefully that episode does get fixed for when it goes onto Amazon, though. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, the episode's fine. That's the whole point. It was obviously checked.
Yeah.
Before it was just sent to Sky. And problems with their broadcasting equipment.
Gotcha. Anyway. So when you go to Amazon Prime, we'll be able to watch from not any interruptions, so I can't wait for the people on Amazon to watch that as well. But hopefully, though, you tune in this Thursday on Free TV on 186 on Sky. We have Sky, and it's going to be a great show. Looking forward to seeing what Yvette has to say and some interesting stories and takes you may have from the questions you have as well. But I mean, as you mentioned, then who else is coming on your show on this show then throughout this? So it says how many episodes is there as well?
There's 6 episodes. The next guest after Yvette Fielding is an amazing guy, inspiring guy called Uri Geller.
Oh right.
Okay, and look him up. He got famous in the 70s for bending spoons.
Oh,
he had
he
had psychic powers, and he was even tested by the CIA, and they found him that he did have psychic powers, but I think they wanted him to use it for hurting other people, so he quit, left.
And then you dig them up, and now you're.
Oh no, he is seriously, Edward. He is very famous. He's.
Oh no, yeah, I think I have read something on a guy. I didn't know his name, but when you mentioned about the bending spoons,
yeah,
it does.
He was good friends with Michael Jackson. He also designed Michael Jackson's album cover. He was good friends with John Lennon from the Beatles, who lived next to him in New York. And he comes on and tells us a fabulous story about John Lennon, the Beatle, basically, who one night had an alien visitation and gave John a golden egg. And John phoned Uri in the middle of the night because they live near each other, saying, "No, you got to come round. Something's just happened to me." And had this alien, and they met up, and he gave Uri this golden egg, which Uri still has in the museum, and said it was given to him by an alien.
Wow,
so that's on the show.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's something to tune in for.
And then we have a really good author called Rob Howells, who's been on Forbidden History and things like that.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
He's an expert in the Illuminati and also the Mary and Jesus, where they married, bloodline, Holy Grail.
Fascinating.
So we talk about that as well, which is quite fascinating. He thinks he knows where the tomb of Mary Magdalene is, and possibly the tomb of Jesus.
Really? Wow.
So that's quite fascinating.
That's gonna be a very good story. I'm looking forward to that one as well. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. But these shows are going to get better and better as the series goes on. These are sounding exciting.
Yeah, and then the final show, we've got actually a filmmaker called Jeremy Corbell. He's American, and he's just made a film about this guy called Bob Lazar.
Yes, I know Bob Lazar. Yes, I don't know him personally, but I've seen other documentaries and whatnot about him.
I'll tell your viewers and listeners. Basically, Bob Lazar claims that he used to work at Area 51, a place called S4 in America, part of Area 51, and he said he used to back engineer downed UFOs. So basically the US government had 4 or 5 of these UFOs kept in Area 51, and he would work as a physicist trying to work out how they flew, basically. And he came out in the 80s saying, I'm a whistleblower now. This is what happened, and the public has a right to know. And his complete life was discredited. Even his education from universities was erased, and he was erased from phone books and all this sort of stuff. And this is all in the film. Yeah,
he even got arrested as well, or had his house raided a few times.
He did, yeah, and he actually got arrested. He's an interesting character, and people try and debunk him because he is a bit odd. He used to run a brothel, right? He invested in a brothel outside Las Vegas, where he used to live, and that got raided. So he got arrested for that. And there and then he had the chance to come clean about, because he gave all this information saying, "This is my identity. It's been erased, but this is where I worked. This is my education." And of course, the authorities, the judge, couldn't find any of it because it had been erased.
Yeah.
So then, if he was making it up, he would have come clean then and said, "Well, actually, no, my real identity is this." So he actually ended up going to jail for a short time because of that. So if he was going to fess up about it, it would have been then.
Yeah.
And he's passed lots of polygraph tests. He's had the world's top psychologists analyze his body language, and they all say he's telling the truth.
Yeah, so I think he's telling the truth as well, because why else would he make all of this up just for for no reason, type thing.
Well, that's the point of the film as well. He's got no gain from this.
Exactly, yeah.
He doesn't court the publicity. He doesn't like it.
And it's ruined his life as well, hasn't it?
It has ruined his life, yeah. And it's a really good film. It's called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. You should check it out.
Yeah, most definitely. And do that after you watch Mark Christopher Lee's show every single Thursday night at 9 o'clock on Sky 186. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be great TV. Probably better than most of the reality shows out there, like Love Island or even Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This is much more entertaining than all those kind of shows.
It is.
If you like this kind of stuff, by the way, because it's fascinating.
It is interesting. It's entertaining, and we've got some great music. Let's not forget as well.
Yes, great music. What a bonus!
So there you go, rock and roll.
Great bonus there. But no, it's great, and we must mention as well where my viewers and people who never heard of you before today can find you on social media. You can find you on Facebook, The Pocket Gods, on Facebook.com, also on Twitter, the same name, and then on Instagram, it's just Mark Christopher Lee. Very simple, easy to find you on Instagram. How come it's different than the other two platforms? just curious.
I don't know. There was some idea behind it at the time.
Gotcha.
Twitter one was done a long time ago, and it's The Pocket God singular. And then Instagram was more recently, I think, because it was linked to Facebook, and my Facebook's Mark Christopher Lee. But seriously, if anyone wants to send me their weird stories, please do. I'd love to hear from them.
How can they reach out to you? Is it just via a simple tweet?
Facebook's good, Mark Christopher Lee.
Okay.
People can find me there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure to mention that because when I did come across it, it was more like a personal one, so I didn't want to include it.
It's not really a personal one.
That's fine.
I don't put any family stuff up there.
That's fine. It's
all self-promotion.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can add that in. That's why I didn't mention it before. I didn't know if it was going to be an issue or not. So now we know for future reference that we can mention Mark Christopher Lee. So if you have an interesting story which you may want to feature for season 2, then get in contact with him on Facebook, or even send me a simple tweet on Twitter as well. He's very active on Twitter as well, I must admit. But I mean, is there any other plugs you would like to mention, or anything else you may think is important to get off your chest, which you think should be good?
No, I mean, I did tease you at the beginning. I'll have to go soon, but my band, The Pocket Gods, we've been campaigning since 2015 for better royalties.
That's right.
For a series of 30-second song albums. Basically, we get paid 0.002 pence per stream, which is rubbish.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to stop moaning about it. I've recorded one more album, and we're going to release one copy of it on vinyl, one copy vinyl. It's going to go on sale in our local record shop in St Albans. We're going to sell it for £1 million to one lucky rich buyer. And with that money, we're going to use it to fund our own fairer streaming platform called NubPlay, where we will pledge to pay artists and songwriters at least 1 penny per stream, which is 50 times more than Spotify pays.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea, and I wish you all the luck with that. And fingers crossed, you get one lucky bidder come walking in.
Anyone rich is listening, do a good thing for humanity, for music, for the arts, for culture.
Yeah, come on down to St Albans. And of course, vinyls are back in business now. They went out of fashion. Now they've come back. I wonder if CDs will ever do the same as well. But we'll have to be in
of course they will, They will do,
But no, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, Mark. I hope you had a good time on the show.
I enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for the questions.
No, you're welcome. Hopefully they're a bit different, because you probably get loads of people asking different questions.
Very enjoyable.
That's the main thing. We try to make it as enjoyable and as different as possible without boring you with the same answers you may have to give or hearing the same questions.
I've done a lot of interviews this week, and this is one of my favourites, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad I made a good impression, and I hope you'll come back on the show as well.
Yeah, absolutely. More happy to.
Great. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, Mark, wherever you are. And for all my other viewers out there, thank you for tuning in on this great evening. I hope you learned something new, and hopefully you'll check out Mark's show on Sky this Thursday at 9 o'clock on 186. You won't miss it. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So make sure you check it out. Even if you're not even a fan of those things, just check it out and see what you think. You'll probably be fascinated and go away learning something new, or going away and Googling more about the topic. So check it out, please do. But if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like it on YouTube, share it around to all your friends, tell more about Mark Christopher Lee, and tell more about the Pocket Gods as well, the great indie pop band they are. And make sure to share the video around. Make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know any future questions you want me to ask Mark for our next time he's on the show. And as well, if you're new around here, make sure to smash that subscribe button and help me to get to 200 subscribers. And until the next episode drops, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.